Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Moving Markets Podcast. It is Friday, December the 19th, 2025. As of right now, there's a little less than an hour and a half left for the stock market to trade today. I know I've been all over the place today with the times that I'm recording this podcast. It may continue to be kind of screwy like that through next week. And then I'm going to talk to you about the schedule for the week after that. And then, first of the year, we'll get back into a very normal schedule and have this coming out at the same time every day. Uh, for what it's worth, the reason this is a little bit early today, uh, I was unexpectedly volunteered to help a family in our neighborhood with some stuff today. I got to get everything wrapped up so that I can help them out. It's kind of a Secret Santa Christmas sort of thing that I'm going to be doing. Um, I don't mind that I got volunteered for it because I like to help with stuff like that when I'm able to. Can't take credit for it being my idea, but it does alter my schedule a little bit today. So this is going to be brief. I think anyone who was following got a chance to listen to the podcast last night, and certainly anybody that listened to it this morning or was on Discord this morning, you saw that we got out of the Micron trade. I blew it on that PCE data. I was looking right here at this economic calendar and seeing personal income and outlays PCE right here for a report today for 12/19, and this was not the case. It wasn't today. Another website that I go to on a fairly normal basis that I did not look at yesterday, and I feel bad, Financial Juice. If I go to Financial Juice and I scroll down here to the 23rd, well, looky there. There's PCE, all the PCE stuff there for the 23rd. Someone else is telling me that it might be the 22nd. So, look, it's delayed data. Nothing that I said is any different about my expectation for PCE, about what how people are going to react to it. I was just off on the date. As a result, we may have pulled the trigger a little bit early on Micron, but we're out of the trade. We can relax the rest of the day. We got a nice profit on it. I'm certainly not going to lament it. Nice move up in the markets today. I think this is in the absence of new data. It's a continuation of yesterday's rally, looking good. The Dow was down a little bit early, rebounding back, and the NASDAQ having its second really solid day in a row. S&P, of course, having a good day as well. It's late. It could fizzle, but maybe this is the Santa Claus rally that we've been hoping for. And Santa just got off to a late start. It is still not in the realm of impossibilities that the S&P could rally up to 7,000 before the year end. I don't think it's going to after these 4 days in a row of sell. When it was sitting right here and had this nice little run, I really thought it could reach 7,000 by the end of the year. Now, if we can get back up to 6,900, I think that'll be welcome. I think that'll be nice. That'll put us right up near all-time highs, if not push us just over. 7,000 is probably something we're going to see early next year. Dow Jones, uh, it doesn't have as far to go from a percentage standpoint, and the Dow, believe it or not, is much more volatile than the S&P. The Dow could reach new all-time highs and maybe be back over 49,000 before the end of the year. There's almost 2 full weeks of trade. Well, let's just say there's a little over a week of trading, of full trading. Um, let's see. I looked at the S&P, the Nasdaq. Nasdaq having a great day, but I think Nasdaq has to get over 23,500, and I think that's going to hold a little bit of some resistance. But Nasdaq hitting 24,000 before the end of the year, I personally don't think is likely. Certainly possible. Not a question in the world that is possible. So all in all, looking good. We're finishing this week on a good note. Let me talk a little bit about the schedule for the next couple of weeks. By the way, really short podcast. I don't need to stay online and do a whole lot with you today. Next week, I'm going to be in California on Monday. I'm going to do a regular podcast at the close of the market. I'm going to send out a new trade. I'm going to send out some triple play trades in the morning. Monday's going to be a pretty normal day because I'm flying out to California on Sunday night. Tuesday, I am going to be driving my son-in-law, who's coming off of a 24-hour medical residency shift. Don't want him driving a car after that kind of a shift without having a chance to sleep. So he'll be sleeping in the front, the passenger seat of the car. I will be driving him and him and my daughter's two dogs back out here to Utah to spend the holidays with us. The only way they can come out and spend more than a day or two is if we bring their dogs out. Their dogs do not travel well on planes. So we make a 10 and a half, 11-hour drive across the state of Nevada to get them out here. And that allows them to stay a little bit longer. It's going to allow my daughter to stay about a week into January, even though my son-in-law has to fly back a little bit before that. So Tuesday, I will get up early. I will take a look at what's going on with futures. I will do a podcast on Tuesday, but I'm letting you know right now it will be late in the day because I don't anticipate getting in to back to my home in Utah until around 6 or 6:30 that evening. I will get online that night, wrap up what the market did, talk a little bit about it, see where our trades are, and do a podcast late in the day on Tuesday. Wednesday will be a very normal schedule in terms of, oh, I scratched that. Wednesday is Christmas Eve. I will get online in the morning. The markets are going to be open a half a day. I will do a podcast around the close of the market, which is going to, for me, about smack dab in the middle of the day. I think 11 o'clock a.m. my time. I will do a podcast at the close of the market. And then as far as podcasts go, I am done for the year after next Wednesday morning, next Wednesday midday. I will not be ignoring the markets. I will not be ignoring you as members of the program. If you need to email me, if you need to call me, if you need to instant message me, I will probably be up looking at Discord on the morning of the 26th, on the morning of the 29th and 30th and 31st. I will probably be on Discord on January 2nd, looking at stuff. But from Wednesday of next week until Monday, I believe the 4th. The 4th is the first Monday in January. I got to look at it to be sure. Make sure I don't tell you. Oh, I'm sorry, the 5th. Monday the 5th. I will not do a podcast again until Monday the 5th after the one I do on Wednesday, middle of the day. So I'll remind you of that schedule again on Monday. I'll remind you again on Tuesday. I'll remind you again on Wednesday. And again, I will be watching the market. I will be answering questions. I'll be letting you know if I'm closing trades. I'll be letting you know if I'm opening trades. Nothing is going to change except I'm just going to give myself a break from doing a podcast for those about that week and a half. So just be aware of that, especially brand new members of the program. Don't feel like you're being ripped off. I do this every single year, and this year is going to be no different. So with that, look, there's a little over an hour and 15 minutes left to trade. The market is doing very well right now. Hopefully this lasts. Don't be surprised if there's a little bit of give back in that last 30 minutes to 45 minutes that the market is open. I think going into a holiday shortened week next week, going into a weekend, it would be sort of natural for there to be a little give back of some of these gains. Hopefully it's not much. And you never know. From one day to the next, you never know. I almost hate even trying to predict something like that because the reality is we could continue to rally up a little bit for this last hour and 15 minutes. You just never know for sure what's going to happen. So hopefully we continue to rally up a little bit. The Nasdaq is near its session highs for the day. I don't think the Dow is quite at its session highs because I seem to recall that earlier today the Dow was over 300 points. Yeah, you can see it's a little off from its session highs. Session highs up around this area. It's down a little bit from that, not a lot. Like I said, love to see a rally into the close, but don't be disappointed or shocked if there's a little bit of give back going into the close. I think that's a more normal thing to happen going into a weekend like this, going into any weekend, and then add to it the fact that it's a holiday shortened trading week next week. So everybody have a great rest of your Friday. Have a great weekend. Again, regular times for everything, regular schedule for Monday. I'll send out a newsletter Monday. I'll send some new triple play trades. I will do a podcast at the close of the market on Monday. Tuesday will be different because I'll be on the road before the market opens. I'll be on the road well after the market closes, but I will do a podcast Tuesday afternoon. And then Wednesday, I'll just do one earlier around the time the market is closing. All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.